with Divinity Within Me, where we take time to get in touch with the divine. Sorry, guys, I have my headphones because, as you know, this device is kind of shitty. Doesn't get the microphone doesn't work. So let me check. Let me see. Let me see. Make sure you guys can hear me before I start going on and on. On and on and on and on. Let me make sure I can sing my song. Let me make sure. Hold on. Sorry. Going on and on. Okay, yeah. 100% you can hear me. Amazing. Is there a little bit of a lag? Hold on, I'm checking. Is there a little bit of a lag or not? That's okay. I'm just trying to make sure. Can you see? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, thumbs up. Good. Okay. So, guys, gentle creatures. Okay, so let's first start with the Keepers of the Light. There has been so much download, so much stuff that has been happening and going on. You'll have to forgive me. There is going to be a little bit of background noise because, again, I'm just still out in enjoying and absorbing beautiful places in nature. So, and they are doing a little bit of work, but it's quick. Don't worry. Quicker than some of the other stuff that's been going on. So huge shifts, you guys, huge shifts. Now, for a lot of my chosen ones, for a lot of us keepers of the light, for a lot of us that are here on a very high or powerful soul mission, that are actually doing the work, that are tapped in to the divine frequencies, high five. I want to give you a huge shout out. Keep going. I know there's been a lot, but we're getting there. Okay. Information that is going to start coming to us. Kuti, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answers you seek. Trust what you know. Okay. So if you've been out here and you've really been working on trusting your intuition, even though a lot of things and world around you may be collapsing or feeling like they're collapsing, that's okay. That's actually normal. And that's what's going on. And so because of that, it's really about staying in tune. Stay in tune. Stay in your frequency. Okay. The Miriam, sacred vision. Okay. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. Now, remember, love can be a lot of different things. Okay. The Miriam is a sacred. It wants me to read about these. So we're going to read. We're going to read about the Kuthumi and we're going to read about the Miriam. We're going to take one more. Lord Shiva, transcendence. Okay. Rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being taken, dance with the universe. Now, you may notice if you're out here doing bigger works or doing bigger steps and things like this, that there has been a lot of exterior interference kind of going on. And you need to not let it bother you. If it does bother you, just go into a state of laugh or play or forgiveness in a sense and just kind of step away from it. Just remove yourself from it. Now then, let's go to Kuthmi first. Okay. This deck is actually the Keepers of the Light. Okay, this is an oracle deck, which is super cool. And I love it because there's different Keepers of the Light that love to come in. I did. Krishna is right behind it. Okay, so Kuthumi, the Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer that you seek. Make sure to trust what you know. Kuthumi, pronounced Kuthumi, is an ascended master who appears as well-dressed Indian man with a golden aura. His teachings were brought to the world by Madame Blavatsky in the 19th century. There are many different theories as to his true identity. Many believe that he was a wandering man known as Rishi in India, dedicated to walking the path of spirit, very few material possessions. Others believed him to have been a well-educated skit spiritual leader who has been given pseudonym to protect his true identity. Okay? I believe that he lived as a high life, but through spiritual practice was able to let go of his needs for material possessions. Now he helps light workers go beyond the limits set by others, cultivate a personal connection to God or the higher spirits. Okay. So, most important is you're cultivating a connection. Any religion is going to tell you your connection to God, to spirit, to universe, to divine, whatever you want to call it, right? Um, is your personal path, your personal connection, right? It's different for everybody what they're experiencing. And so that's kind of what it is. And this is what he is, right? You see um the snake, right? Which is like eating. So it's like everything has a cyclical motion. Then you see the ohm, and then here you also see um, Metatron's cube as well as the Ankh. So what does this tell you? It just like just like Yeshua, just like Jesus, right? He was an ascended master, not a prophet, not an idol, not someone to pray to, someone to learn from. So that's why I call on the keepers of the light. So um, they're already here, but let's do a prayer. I already did it as we started. I have my incense here and my Palo Santo. It's just a little bit windy, but we can take the incense that's still here. Why smoke? Because smoke likes to call the spirits, the entities, the deities, the gods. It likes to bring them down to commune with us. Especially in Native American and different tribes, it's coming through the tobacco smoke, right? We can see more or experience more. Sometimes they really like me to work with the tobacco, but most of the time, since I gave it up, I like to work with the incense and the Palo Santo, sometimes sage. There's different things. It's just about clearing the space and allowing for the smoke to catch and bring the energy down. So we'll just put a little prayer out. We'll light some Palo Santo if we can. It's a little bit windy where I'm at. So, dear universe, source creator, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, ancient deities of love, light, and higher vibrational frequencies that are here to help us ascend, right? Galactic Federation of Light, all of those that are here to help us ascend to our highest timelines, our highest vibrational frequency, and a next level of consciousness on this grid to the next. We thank thee for your guidance, for your protection, clear and concise and precise messages, and for clearing out anybody that's not supposed to be here. Now, to any and all monitoring spirits or handlers, may you go blind, deaf, and insane, because this isn't a place for you to remain. So mote it be. Now, wisdom is remembered. You're in a real cloak of wisdom now. Okay, so like Kutumi, right? What they said is it kind of a little bit shifting, but they're keeping him a little bit in this protective layer, okay? Um, so others can't see him, maybe also so people can't attack him, or so many don't bother, right? Like Kutumi, you have been on a wandering path, tried to find answers through study and the insights of others. But now you're uncovering the truth of your own soul, your own soul's purpose, or your own soul's mission. Your soul is leading the way, and you are being encouraged to follow. As we follow, the fog begins to clear. As the fog is clearing, the light has come and is shining upon you. Your soul is saying yes. Your soul, your spirit guides, your oversouls, your team, your angels, right? Your ancestors are saying your are your cheerleaders. Follow it. Trust the endless wisdom that is within you, and go for it. So what he's basically saying is sometimes our path doesn't quite make sense to other people. Sometimes our movement or our action doesn't quite make sense to other people, because they're like, well, what do you do next? Well, then where are you going? Well, blah, 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 And as I've been wandering around the island figuring out where am I supposed to go? Where am I meant to go? I tune in and I go where I'm called. Now, where I'm at, there's very strong presence. Right here, we have Kuan Yin and Saraswati, right? And they're Hindu deities. And they come to me a lot. And they were calling to me to come all the way back up here. And so I did. And yeah, as soon as I came, of course, the rain stopped and everything from this and everything from that. And yeah, so it's really about following the path, following the guidance, following the wisdom that you're feeling, your internal guidance, right? Not external. If you want a quick way to lose or a quick way to make the wrong choice, ask everybody else, right? Ask everybody else's opinion instead of internally going in. Now, if you can't sit by yourself, if your ego needs to be fed and you always need validation from exterior sources, then you got more work to do, boo. A lot more work to do. You got to be able to sit with yourself, to sit in silence, to meditate, to be in a space, to try something different, whether it's changing your diet, whether it's changing a pattern or a habit, even if it's for 3 days or 1 week. I met some really cool people up here, and they're like, I don't know, I'm not really scared, and then of course, after they experience some energy work, some energy opening, and some look at that butterfly just fly right past. But then that's exactly what happened is they became these butterfly. They're like, wow, they went from being like, oh, I don't know if I really believe in all this to, having um, intense awakenings and then crying and then releasing and then processing and so yeah, now integration, right? Integration is key because once we experience things, right? It's not about all that we know, it's about how we allow ourselves to feel it or experience it and then integrate it, right? Like we can have many experiences, like we can go and we can read that was at 12:22. So we can go and read all the books, we can know all the knowledge, but if we've never actually practically applied it, then it doesn't